I think I might need to start looking into a goddamn parka or like a fucking snowsuit before I get into the fucking car. It's a nice and chipper 10 degrees. Uh, Actually, would that be kind of no? No, I was about to say 10 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a pretty solid chunk colder than fucking 10 degrees Celsius for anybody out of the States. No, but dude, it's fucking. Oh, I don't typically mind winter. Like, I'm not super strong, like, oh, I love this season or I hate this one. But I definitely hate being cold. Oh, so I'll wait for this motherfucker to heat up. Oh my goodness. Plan for tonight: quads, and then I think this is going to be the last day that I skip out on chest. So tomorrow, instead of going oh my goodness, instead of going back to back, because over the last week and a half or so, since I pulled the left pec a little bit, not hospital level, but enough where there was no more chest that day for sure. But I can tell it's on the come up, so I don't want to just let it sit forever. I kind of want to ease back into the weights. So tomorrow, instead of what I've been doing, which is back, then arms, then hamstrings, and then quads, because obviously I've been skipping chest, I'm going to go back to normal. Chest, back, arms, legs. Actually, I'll probably do chest and shoulders tomorrow too. But chest will definitely be light. I'm definitely not going to be benching heavy, but probably just some flies, get a pump in the area. If you've got something that's kind of tweaked, I really don't think that your best bet is to just lay off it until you think it's finally back to normal and then get into it. I think there's a little bit of a middle ground where you can kind of lift light. And I mean, like, don't fucking hurt yourself. Light. And just, get some extra blood in the area, pump it up. I'd say that's going to aid in recovery. Of course, I'm not a fucking doctor or a physical therapist, so don't take that as medical advice. I'm just kind of saying my own mindset. So tomorrow will be probably a lot of flies, maybe some light cable press, just get a pump, do shoulders, and then back to normal. Before long, back to heavy pressing, and we'll be back on track for every goddamn body part on this build. But plan for tonight is quads. Quads alone. So yeah. What do I think this workout is going to look like? Definitely same as normal. Going to be a lot of leg extensions for sure. Partially because I'm just a leg extension addict. I fucking love it. But I don't know, man. I can get a lot of good work done on the leg extension. If your knees don't agree with you when you take a seat on the leg extension, then whoops, you got to do some other shit. But I don't know. Even if you got to go light and just do squeezing sets, I think it's still worth it, dude. I love the leg extension. I feel like it gets a little bit of mainstream hate just because people usually say it puts a lot of pressure on your knees, which of course it does, but well, if your knees are in a compromised state, why don't you just look up the knees over toes guy? Get some PT tips over there. I've never had to do any of that stuff. My knees have always been pretty good. But if they were ever kind of tweaked in some way, that's the first guy I would look into. So, leg extensions, probably. I might add some fanciness. There's the leg machines, the leg equipment is all pretty concentrated together in this gym. So I think I might do a couple of drop sets or drop slash supersets. So, maybe after a couple sets of normal leg extensions, I guess this depends on how busy it is too. But I love doing leg extensions, pretty much to failure. But the main point of the leg extension portion is just to fatigue the quads. And then immediately jumping onto a machine leg press and then burning out there. Or, squats or Smith machine, whatever. But a hard set of leg extensions into pressing, no rest, that is definitely going to pump you up. But, that the benefits that you're going to get from it come at a cost of fucking difficulty. Those are some sets pretty similar to like when I do a crazy heavy set of squats where I really got to fucking like take a breath in between. If you get what I'm saying there. But it should be a pretty quick lift since it's just, oh my god. I don't know why I'm yawning so much. But since it's just one muscle group, it should be a pretty quick lift. Now, do not take this data, do not take the fact that I'm doing just one muscle group for this lift and try to extrapolate it, right? And think, oh, okay, so he only does one muscle group for one lift, then you should do that for all lifts, only hit one muscle group at once, and, hit everything once every, 9 or 10 days? No. No. Right? A couple of basic rules of thumb, which I sort of like to, or maybe not like to preach, but which I definitely agree with. In terms of your training frequency, I'd say you should hit every body part just about twice a week. I think any less than that, and you may be cutting into your recovery time for that specific muscle. Right? Like if I do a good chest day, the day after that, do you think you should change? Do you think you should train chest again? One day after you just hit it hard? No. Stupid. You gotta recover. That's not enough time. What about the day after that? Maybe it's potentially, but I'd say you're still probably, your chest is still probably feeling it for sure. But the day after that, after 2 full days of rest, then I say you're ready to hit it again. So that's not just something that came out of my brain. That's kind of just basic, what's the word I'm trying to think of? A basic approach. I'm not saying anything else isn't going to work. Like if you really wanted to do a bro split where you hit every muscle group once per week, you'll probably still gain muscle if you're training hard and you're eating all your food. But I'd say twice a week is as frequent as you're going to want to do it. But that would make sense, would it not? If your chest is recovered after 3 days, why would you want to wait any longer than that to hit it again? That's kind of the logic there. So when I do my split of chest, back, arms, legs, and sometimes I throw chest in, or I throw shoulders in with arms, then that means after I hit one muscle group, after I hit legs, then I've got 3 days of rest for my legs specifically before I hit them again. And even though on those days of rest I'm hitting my back and my chest and my arms, I can still feel that my legs are recovering. So that's kind of how I like it there. If you want a rest day, hit it. Don't I'm not telling you what you should do per se when it comes to rest days. If I wake up, I want to train. That's kind of my deal. Unless training is obstructed by some sort of outside unpredictable factor, aka, I don't know, school, business. We're only talking about business. School, travel, sickness. There we go. Those are the big 3 for me. What am I talking about? Business. But, if it's 11 o'clock at night, you've been up since 6, and you had a legit busy-ass day, but your gym is 24-hour, should you still go in, or should you just try to get a good night's rest? Because if you go lift, you're going to have less sleep before you wake up the next day. I'd say objective answer, you're going to want to stay home and rest. That's what I would say is probably the best case scenario. Just save whatever that muscle group you were going to hit for the next day. Hit it hard when you're nice and strong and fresh. But my kind of subjective meathead answer, I've gotten a little bit better at picking the objective correct answer as of late. Like if I'm kind of sick, or if I'm if I had a crazy day and I'm not going to get enough sleep if I go lift late, then probably would be better to skip it, save it for the next day. Um, but my subjective meathead answer is just hit it anyway, because you're a fucking baller. Which I'm not going to say it's the best method progress-wise, but just kind of a test of your, I was about to say morale. Let's just say maybe dedication or so. Because I'll tell you what, you do kind of get an extra sense of, I don't want to say, what's the word I'm trying to think of here? You get an extra little bit of satisfaction after you finish a lift at like 1 o'clock, because your whole day was just totally screwed. Everything fucking shit hit the fan and you had to go that late. But knowing that didn't stop you, I kind of like it. So take with that what you will. I'm starting to feel my cheeks tingling, the back of my ears going. I think it's time to hop on the leg extension, play some Annie lifts, if you know what I'm talking about there, and freaking blow my quads out of the water. Oh, all right. Mentally, I feel like we're gonna ride the line today. This is gonna be a good one. Actually, that might not be the right reference or metaphor, but whatever. I feel nice and hyped up. So heavy, single leg, and I'm gonna change my style a little bit. I think I've gotten into a habit of putting less emphasis on the squeeze when I do heavier reps, which to an extent I do sort of, well, I definitely do, and I kind of understand why I do it. Like, if I'm doing a set of, real ass heavy bench, I'm not going to sit here at the top and pause it and do a real squeeze. At least, that's not how I have been going about it. Maybe that's the best way, but whatever. So, with leg extensions, I've gotten into a bit of a habit of really doing quick reps with a lot of weight, which still a ton of tension on the quads. It does kind of blow them up. But I think I'm going to approach at least this first set and maybe the next few a little differently. So single leg, same as before, heavy, but I'm going to do these reps a bit more methodically. So try to hold it at the top for maybe not even a noticeable hold, but really try to emphasize getting just a little extra squeeze on top rather than just throwing the weight around. And then we'll just go from there. I'm shying away from Spotify for the beginning of this workout, and some TikTok audios are going pretty hard. Let's go a little heavier. Okay. My left quad is a little bit behind the right one. So that's why those last few reps, 15, 16 with the left leg, looked a bit harder than the right one. Because I want to just pull back on the gas a little bit since this one's ahead of the game and let this one get a little extra work to balance out. But let's go heavier for the next one. Same style, same everything. A little heavier. One more. Holy shit. Okay. Let's change it up to something else. I'm not sure what yet. I gotta think about it. Holy shit. Okay, let's do some double leg sets. This will constitute a little bit lighter, and these reps are going to be a little more, I don't want to say violent, but I kind of do want to say violent. Let's just say rapid. Okay. All right. A few more like that. Okay. Let's get fucking real. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. That feels a little funky. Good set though. Right quad was feeling just a touch strange. Oh my god. I think that's it, man. I don't think I'm going to benefit from any more leg extensions. Let's just go see how we're looking. I lied. Let's do one more. So this is going to be, in a sense, just, well, I mean, since it's the last set, obviously it's a finisher. But plan is, 5 reps on the right leg, 5 on the left, back and forth a couple times. Light-ish weight, really squeeze. Just burn out fatigue and go check the pump. Okay. Let's just make it a 60 squat drop set. Okay. Now let's go check the quad pump. Let's see how the heck we're looking. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know why I've been doing the Smith machine squats. Actually, I know why I did them today, and it was purely motivated by laziness. Because the squat racks are way over there, and I didn't want to walk over. I just wanted to fucking get straight to something. So instead of walking over to the actual squat racks for barbell, which I like, I just kind of jumped straight to Smith. Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, leg press, hack squats, fucking Smith machine squats. Look, they're cool, but they really just don't beat barbell for me. Honestly, barbell is definitely the pinnacle when it comes to leg pressing. And I can say that, at least for my own situation, with certainty. I just fucking love it. Let's get a little extra zoom going in here. So you tell me. Certainly not nothing. Ooh. Maybe a little bit too veiny. So that's one thing with the quad pump. The separation kind of gets a little bit muffled just because, there's so much blood in the area. All these little details of the something medialis or fucking gastro, I don't know the names of this shit. It just all kind of blends together. But teardrop's crazy. Fucking, even just sitting down like this, bending my legs, there's just so much fucking tension. Like, it feels like I'm flexing, but I'm totally relaxed. So that's a quad lift that I can be pretty proud of. And those earlier sets of leg extensions, heavy single leg, slow reps, those are definitely going to get thrown into the routine from now on. Those are fucking sick. So we're done. 9:20. What time did we leave? Like 8:30 or something? After I actually got in, got a drink, put all my shit down, got warm. It was really only 40-ish minutes for that whole quad lift. That's about right. I don't know if there's much need to be sitting here for like more than an hour for a single muscle group. By the time I finish my 8 or however many fucking sets for, let's just say quads, for example, given that they're good sets, I'm already fucking fully cooked. So let's put these pants back on, stop at the Chipotle next door, and get out of here. Oh my goodness. Oh, dude, I love having a quad pump. All right, when it comes to the music, what I'm listening to, I really just kind of float around my fucking liked tracks. Uh, I don't think you can share your liked songs as a playlist though. Maybe I'll put all the songs because I get comments. What is Sam listening to? So if you're really curious, maybe I'll make a little playlist of all the shit I'm doing. But it doesn't really matter, right? I mean, come on. You gotta listen to whatever gets you hyped up, not just some random fucking schmuck. But you know what really gets me? I kind of, damn, I mean, I don't know, this is kind of a nerdy thing to say. Not that I'm ashamed to say it, I'm just kind of getting into it. Like, I like listening to songs which almost have a couple of different levels to them. And what I mean by that is like, sure, I can listen to a badass fucking funk edit or, you know, Metallica, Dragon Force, whatever, something nuts. Or, I mean, any kind of song, really. And like, it'll hype me up, whatever. But it's kind of extra cool if it's like from a little anime edit or some shit like that, you know? Because if I'm listening to a song and then hearing that song makes me think about fucking Rock Lee fighting guard, you know, some crazy shit like that. Ah, dude, that just gets me extra amped up, man. I mean, that's something I feel like I remember thinking some kind of quote. It was something cool. It was like, basic premise of it was, I love getting hyped up by fiction. You know, honestly, nonfiction, real shit that people are doing out in the world, it'll fucking hype you up for sure. You can watch a David Goggins video, have him talk about grinding whatever. But, dude, I mean, it's just a fucking second level. Honestly, this is maybe just a little call to action. Any anime haters, look, man, don't get turned off by the fan base. Okay, don't get turned off by the fandom. You know, I know, we've all been there, we've all seen it. Doesn't make the show, doesn't make the storyline any less enjoyable or any fucking less cool. So I'll just keep it there, you know. I mean, whatever you gotta watch to get kind of hyped up. That's all I'm trying to say there. And in a way, that's I stopped at Chipotle, got 2 Sprites. Don't worry, I'm not drinking and driving. But oh fuck, what was I about to say? I just totally lost my train of thought. Uh, oh yeah, so when it comes to dependencies, I mean, you know, sure, you have to remember to take your pre-workout before you lift. You have to go buy it. So in a way, I mean, there is an upfront cost, you know. But I do not fucking mind being dependent on some shit. Sure, you get the extra responsibility of having to make sure you don't forget anything. But fuck, man, I know I'm gonna have cooler lifts if I've got my headphones in and I'm listening to my music. I'm really trying to say sort of a counter argument to people that are like, well, you know, I don't like listening to music in the gym because what happens when I forget to bring the music? What happens if my phone's dead? What happens if so? What? Come on, man. I just can't really get on board with that logic, you know? And maybe that's because I'm overindulgent just as a person. So, you know, I'm always on my phone all the time. Definitely a bad thing for sure. But you know, it's I feel like I can't really put this into words as well as Mr. Boogs. I remember seeing a pretty good speech about music by Eric Bugenhagen, the freak, the beast, the 600-pound bencher. I'm not sure what his bench is at, but he's a total freak. We all know it. But same shit, man. The music will get you going. So if you don't like it, that's your deal. It's your prerogative. Go with it. Say fuck music. I'm hardcore. I don't need it. I'm gonna go crazy without it. You know, I'm not saying there's one way to skin this cat, but whatever you got to do, which gets you the most amped up on the most amped up, the most of the time. That doesn't sound right. For the most sets, right? Then I don't think you should hold yourself back from listening to Eye of the Tiger before you do a set of leg extensions. Right? frankly, it just makes you feel cooler. So I guess all I'm really trying to say there is I like listening to music when I lift. But good ass sets of leg extensions. Yeah, screw, goddamn, screw fucking Smith machine squats. Barbell all the way. I don't know why I've been doing Smith. I like the way barbell feels too. I was just kind of lazy because the fucking squat racks were on the other side of the gym, and the Smith machine was right there. But oh my goodness, yeah, something about the movement path. But even though that set wasn't absolutely my best, fuck, man, the rest of them were sick. There's a couple of cool leg presses at this gym too, in kind of the other section by the calf raise and that the mono lift, and they're kind of like pendulum style leg presses, if you know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'll just have to go check them out because I'm not a huge leg press fan. I feel like I get a lot of glute activation, and frankly, I don't want a bigger butt. I want my thighs, my quads, and my hamstrings to grow. But I'm a total fool if I don't at least go and try that shit out and see how it feels. Because I know hammer strength leg press I haven't really loved in the past, but honestly, it's been so long since I've done leg press. Maybe the tides have turned. Maybe the tables have flipped, and 10 plates in the leg press would feel fucking sweet. Crazy quad action, pump, fatigue, everything else. 3 other awesome buzzwords. So I think next quad day or next leg day, I'm going to try some shit I haven't done before, or at least I haven't done for a while. So I'm going to get some leg press in, maybe some, actually I guess that's all I've really been kind of slacking on. Leg press, some squats, and then maybe back off on leg extensions. Not that I don't love leg extensions and don't think leg extensions are doing me a damn good service in terms of my quad development, but I can tell my sort of internal bias towards them is potentially limiting at least I was about to say versatility, the variety of training that I'm giving my quads. And I don't want to not practice what I preach. Right? For all other muscle groups, I love hitting them in all sorts of different ways, changing up exercise selections, doing different stuff. So the fact that my quad training is a little stale, I think that should be a little red flag for me. Change it up just a touch. Because you got to remember, and I do believe this, I just haven't really been acting on it, but pressing for quads is definitely a different fucking stimulus than leg extending on the leg extension. Now, not that I'm not going to get a crazy pump doing either, but I'm going to get some more pressing in. So tomorrow, chest, very chill, not necessarily high intensity. I'm really just going to get some blood in the area. And if I feel good doing like 30-pound cable flies, I might just sit there for a while, get a good pump, throw some shoulders into the end of it, and then we're good. So last thing I want to do with any muscle group is hurt it even more, right? If I pull my chest a little bit, aka me, what was that, like a week and a half ago? 2 weeks ago? Then the last thing I'm going to want to do is try to jump under 3 plates on bench and say, well, I'm probably all right. Boom. Double times 2x the injury, triple recovery time, actions of a complete chump. So rather than that scenario, right, I'm going to ease into it for sure. And maybe I get under the cables, do a rep or two. Obviously, I'm going to start like super light for sure. I don't want to hurt myself. But if it feels a little funky, if I can tell it's just still a little bit tender and even doing a little bit of activation is kind of, tweaking it, then hey man, give it a couple more days. Can't rush this kind of stuff. So I think that's something I've gotten a bit better at over time, is being able to say, okay, let's cool it. Let's cool it a little bit. Because I've definitely retweaked, honestly, literally my fucking chest last year. I pulled it pretty good. Same place as the left one, the last, or like a week and a half ago, just on the right side. But I got back into trying to do some heavy chest too freaking quick. Repulled it, and then instead of maybe like a couple of weeks setback, it kind of extended into like a month and a half. So You got to be able to see the bigger picture with these sort of things, right? What's more important? Having fucking, the next couple of months, barring any, well, the foreseeable future, barring any unforeseen circumstances, of good lifts, or, okay, fuck it, I don't care if it hurts. I'm still going to finish this chest day today. You're too magnified, man. You got to remember, this is a large-scale operation. This is a large-scale, long-term, multifaceted deal if you're a real nut about the gym. So, you got to remember, and I mean, we've seen it. We see it all the time, dude. Uh, Honestly, ask your fucking dad. Does he have a bum shoulder from probably benching while his shoulder hurt when he was younger and not listening to the signs of, okay, my shoulder is fucking hurt. I better back off. It's counterintuitive to the real hard-boiled mindset of who cares? Come on, push through it. It's kind of like I was saying, at the higher level, and I'm not even talking about like higher level in terms of gains and performance or whatever. Maybe I'm talking about trajectory, right? The dudes who are really in a state where they're going to make progress over time, they've got the ability to look at things realistically, and not just realistically, but objectively. They know, okay, my chest feels a little funky. I probably shouldn't go for this crazy heavy set. Let's back off a little bit. Chill. I don't want to hurt myself for the sake of this one lift with like X amount of plates for X amount of reps, which honestly is not going to do me any good compared to maybe a lighter set. Let's just chillax a little. Now, I'm not necessarily at that level yet. I still love pushing the weight. I love riding the line of as hard and heavy as you can go without pushing up here into this area of potential injury. I'm still kind of a fool in a way because I get hurt sometimes, but that's just kind of the area I like to train. So, not saying that as a recommendation. I'm just kind of making an observation. So, if you're really pushing it, shit, man, shit'll happen. And honestly, or what am I even saying? Honestly, like, shit just happens regardless. You can be doing a normal set of just X amount of weight, warm up, you feel totally good. This is something you've done a bazillion times, and you think you can do a freaking trillion times again afterwards, and then, boom, you fucking something weird happens, right? I mean, dudes will rip their fucking pecs off doing 185 slow and controlled. Now, I'm not saying that as shit just happens, man. Doesn't matter how you train. I'm just saying it's just kind of something you have to take into consideration, right? With a realistic and objective thought process. So I guess all I'm really trying to say there is, you get hurt, prioritize recovery. Don't jump the gun on coming back. So what else is there to say, man? Nothing. Food gonna go down the hatch, same as all the fucking time. And then I might take an Epsom bath. Damn. You know what kind of sucks? I don't have like an electric water heater. We got a big ass tank, and the tub only gets halfway full of really hot water. So it's like my legs are in there, sweet, but then my torso's kind of cold. I've, now that it's wintertime, I've been thinking about getting doing like an Icelandic style hot tub. If you've ever seen that shit, it's just a big ass metal, like a water trough, maybe however many buckets or however many gallons large, and then you kind of prop it up on some pedestals and you put a fire underneath of it. Not that that's obviously, not that that's like the most functional way to go about it, but that just seems kind of fucking fun, especially once it gets nice and snowy. So who knows? Maybe we'll look into something like that. But food, multivitamins, cardio, fish oil, tons of treats. What else am I gonna put? Oh, and red meats. Treats and red meats have been doing me well as of late. So, cardio in the morning, moderate chest day tomorrow, plus shoulders. just keep fucking pushing it, man. You know, if it's been a struggle for you to get into the gym the last couple of days, or maybe it's been fucking sick for you, you didn't even need any motivation. You're just hyped up to go. You're ready to hop in the car. You fucking floor the gas, do a sick ass donut before you actually get on your way there. Right? If that's you now, but in the future, maybe you kind of just have a dip in discipline, dip in motivation, whatever. Right? You got to remember, going in on those days, that's what's going to make it easier for you to go in on a long-term, consistent basis. So I'm a little spoiled because I'm so fucking obsessed that even if I feel like total shit, I still want to go to the gym. You know, I've still got that compulsion, whether that's good or bad. So, if you don't have a, holy crap, dude, come on. Not cool, man. Stopping right in the middle of the road. So if you don't have that compulsion, if you're not a complete nutcase, which honestly maybe that's better for you to not be so crazy, then just remember remember the feeling of finishing a good workout, and especially remember the feeling of finishing a good workout if you didn't necessarily really want to go in and do it, because that will really get you going. Because I mean, it's a bit rarer now, but I'll still have times where I get to the gym. Usually this is when I'm like either kind of sickly, kind of just tired from a real busy ass day. The only thing that's really been getting me with those is like when I'm at school, like tons of exams. I'm talking midterms a week, plus a crazy amount of fucking science reports and projects and designing and whatever, all sorts of shit. Right? And then it's like 11 o'clock, and I've been up since like 6. You know, drive to the gym, get the pre-workout, and then there's still that little portion of time where you're just sitting in the car before you really get in there, and you're like, oh, geez, all right, come on, let's get fucking real with it. You know, that's a moment of crossroads for sure. That is a situation which there's two options. There's two options. You bring it, or I guess there's not a cool alternative to bringing it. You bring it or you don't bring it. You know, you stand out or you stand back. Right? You go hard or you go home. And I mean, we know it. We know it. Millions of lifters every year. I'm not sure this is an exact stat, but I'm going to say it like this anyway. Millions of lifters every year, on some occasion, have gone to the gym and then gone back home. No lift. I don't know about millions, but whatever. Right? Whatever you do, don't let that be you. Come on. Raise the bar. Raise the bar, man. Right? 2024, year of the freaks. And not just in terms of size and strength, but mental fortitude and toughness. So that's enough of my ramble. Once I get all this food into my system, I'm gonna pass out like a fucking brick. So, like I was saying, cardio in the morning. I will see you tomorrow for whatever that lift ends up being. Potentially chest, definitely shoulders. So I'll see you next time.